This is Carson Edwards from the Boston Celtics, and you're listening to the Boiler Breakdown podcast hosted by Tanner Lee, Evan Webb, and Andrew Eiler.
And like always, thank you, Carson Edwards. I'm sure he was very frustrated last night when the Celtic game got canceled because it looked like he was going to be one of 8 guys that were active. He was going to get some major minutes.
Could have had two Boilermakers starting. Dakota Mathias starting for the 76ers.
Midwestern Cowboy took advantage, had 12 points the other night. And what? Did he play 30 minutes? Did I read that right?
36 minutes or something. Because they only had like 7 guys.
It's hitting NBA hard right now. There's a lot of teams that are just scrambling to get games in.
And I think he's starting again.
It was like, please welcome your Philadelphia Sevens.
But happy for Dakota. It was funny watching him out there. I'm like, yep, he's definitely the slowest guy on the court, but he's making it happen. He's being efficient. So we saw that for years. Except he wasn't the slowest guy on the court. But anyways, Tanner Lee here with Evan Webb and Andrew Eiler. We're back. We're pumped. We're excited to bring you this weekly edition of the Boiler Breakdown podcast. Purdue coming off a huge win Friday night. It was the only game that was played last week because the Nebraska game, like Evan and I mentioned to you last week, was canceled due to COVID. And now we'll probably get into it a little later. Nebraska's got issues again on their side, which has canceled their game against Illinois this upcoming Wednesday.
Scott Frost's fault.
Could that affect Purdue's game against Indiana since Indiana just played Nebraska yesterday? I don't know. We don't know yet. So we might be talking about a bunch of stuff that's irrelevant here in the next couple of days, but hopefully not.
I think Archie's scared.
He should be. He should be. It's let's see here. What do I got on my phone? It has been last time IU beat Purdue was February 20th, 2016. So it's been a long time. That's the best thing about the Trump presidency is we're 7-0 against Indiana since he we're 8-5 during Obama's 2 terms. So that's about the only thing I can say. So on that note, but yeah, we went up to East Lansing and took down our second least favorite program, the Michigan State Spartans, in a thrilling come-from-behind victory that matched Matt Painter's biggest come-from-behind victory. The other one was the 2017, I believe it was 17, Crossroads Classic against Notre Dame.
Okay. I didn't even.
What was the – so I know Purdue was down 15 at halftime.
2016 Crossroads.
So how much did Purdue get down? They were down 15 at halftime. Did they get down like 17 or anything?
Yep.
Yeah.
Michigan State came out and scored right away.
Yep. That first half was ugly. Purdue down 15 points after scoring 16.
Six field goals, 6 made baskets in the first half.
Didn't even feel that many.
No, Jay Ivey had 3 in a row at one point or something.
Starters accounted for 4 points of the 16.
Yeah. And then the Trevion Williams show in the second half.
Oh, boy, was it ever. He likes playing against the teams in his home state, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, it was a tale of 2 halves. I mean, of course, Michigan State didn't play their best ball. Either did we, even though we won the game and played better in the second half. It wasn't near our best. I mean, we still were looking pretty sloppy at times. But like you said, Trey just took over.
Purdue didn't hit
points.
Purdue didn't make – I mean, Michigan State was playing great defense in the first half, but, I mean, Purdue had a lot of opportunities still. I mean, they went 0 for 12 from threes.
Correct.
So –
Yep. Couldn't
3 of 24 on the game from threes. So,
throw it in the ocean at times. Getting good looks. I mean, Mason Gillis, don't remember the last time the poor guys made a jump shot.
After he made 10 in a row, 12 in a row, something like that.
Yeah.
To start out, yeah.
Jay Ivey gets a lot of open looks.
Yeah.
Comes up short a lot.
We were 3 of 24 from 3 for the game.
Yeah. Doubt we see that ever again.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I remember some
to get a win.
Oh yeah, to win.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Oh yeah, definitely shoot 3 for 24 again.
Yeah, I was saying yeah.
Come out on the winning side. It's pretty rare, especially against a Tom Izzo coach team. But this is our 3rd win in a row against Spartans in 6 out of our last 9 games. 6 out of our last 9 that we played. So
we play them again later in the season, don't we?
Yes, February 16th. Yep. So about a month away. They'll be out. That's a Tuesday. I think it's like a Tuesday ESPN game, I believe.
Okay. This is definitely just watching, I was like, man, it was weird because it just didn't feel like we were playing Michigan State. I mean, just because not used to seeing Cassius Winston out there. They didn't have a big body like a Nick Ward type person in there. It was weird seeing Hauser, even though Hauser looks like a Michigan State player for whatever reason, just a bald white dude. But it definitely felt like it was, yeah. It felt like it was an off-brand Michigan State team, which I think, as you can kind of see with them, has their struggles just like we have. I still think they'll figure it out by the time March rolls around.
They were kicking it the last 10 minutes, just like Purdue was, like their second game of the year, it looked like, but I don't know. They were turning the ball over like Purdue was 6 weeks ago.
That's the thing I keep trying to remind myself is, it was a great win, but it's not like we just, throttled them in the second half. They definitely helped us out by just playing like crap.
It was pretty ugly. It was a pretty ugly game.
It's one of those games that we'll take it. We'll run out of the Breslin Center and head back to West Lafayette because I felt like we just absolutely stole one, and those are beautiful. Yeah. Matt, you could talk to him. He fist bumped some of the players. You never see him show that emotion right after the game. So I think he was relieved, and it's got to feel good for how many times Izzo's beat him out for recruits and stuff, and he's starting to get the better of Tom when it comes to in-game coaching.
Well, they're the two old guys of the league now. Experienced. In the league the longest. So, I just read a little bit about it. I think I texted you guys a few hours ago. Matt Painter's radio show. Sounded pretty funny just from the recap of it. He had some interesting comments about Michigan State and the fouls, and it sounded like it was a good interview. I'm gonna have to go find that later tonight.
Yeah, I think Purdue Athletics or Purdue basketball account usually puts it on Twitter and Facebook. So I usually actually share it from our Boiler Breakdown page. So I apologize I didn't. I was occupied doing something else, doing a different pod. So
and I bet that was entertaining.
Speaking of
that was a good one too tonight.
Malik Hall went 1 for 3 from the field, 1 for 2 for free throw, 2 rebounds, 2 turnover. No, wait, sorry, just 2 rebounds, 2 fouls. 3 points, 3 assists, 1 steal, and a plus-minus of -10.
Which I felt bad.
Yeah, he plays like the 4, kind of. He doesn't play the 5. I know they go small. Yeah. Like they went real small at times.
Yeah. He played about just under 23 minutes too.
Yeah.
So. Oh well.
Huge mistake.
I was telling Andrew, before we started recording, even throughout the other losses this year and the other games, I haven't got very nervous. Like even the Miami debacle that was the Miami loss. Normally I'd punch a hole through something, and normally this year I didn't. I stayed pretty calm. The other night I got very nervous at the end of that game. That was like the first time this season I was like, just because I think it was Michigan State and I knew we needed it because we've been getting a few L's in the column, and I just wanted it bad, and it was a fun one. I
was the opposite. I felt fairly good going into the game, and then how bad the first half was. I got so upset the first half. The second half, I was just like, it's over. They scored 16 points the first half. It's over. And then they kind of got it to like 5, and I'm like, all right, well, they got to get over the hump and take a lead at some point, but they won't. Yeah, they're going to get my hopes up. So I was like, nope, they lost. So
yeah. Well, it's amazing the sequence of events that had to go Purdue's way and did at the end of the game for Purdue to win this. The jump ball, the out
of bounds,
Eric Hunter tipping it, all that stuff. Yeah. So it was a team effort. It was a fun one.
You hate to see Tom Izzo crying on the sidelines. You feel bad for him sometimes.
Never.
Makes you want to wear a ribbon.
Yeah, the Spartans now this week they got. They go to Iowa and then host Indiana this week. So not the easiest week for them either. So
Big Ten.
There's never an easy week in the Big Ten.
You have to come prepared every single night. I think Maryland, Illinois was the perfect example of that last night. Maryland was missing their best player, or one of their best players, Eric Ayala. And
that sounds right.
Whatever.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, it's spelled. I know how it's spelled in my head. They went into Champaign and beat Illinois. Illinois has been sleepwalking through first halves of games over and over again, and it finally caught up to them. Friend of the show, Thad Mooney, said, never gets old seeing him cry on the sidelines, referring to Tom Izzo. Amen to that. I can't stand that guy. So
what Izzo would just grinds my gears is a call goes against them and then he just works the official.
He knows how.
Part of it, yeah. The combination of those two is awful. Which I'm pretty sure I don't remember, but I want to say someone on the Knucklehead Central said that our record's actually pretty good when Bo is our official, and I think actually Painter likes Bo and those guys, because at least you know what you're getting from them. Like, they're pretty consistent. I think they're consistently bad.
Consistently bad. Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, I just hate how it just works. Which part of it is too. I mean, strategy. I mean, kudos to. I mean, Izzo's been around forever, so he knows the game and knows the strategy. But I just hate when he just works them, and all of a sudden they just get a couple just blatantly maybe obvious bad calls that go their way, and yeah, it just pisses me off. And then of course I just keep when Hunter forced that out of bounds, Bo made just an absurd when he made his call. It was just like he was on center stage, and it was just like, good God.
Well, yeah, Big Ten's had officials do that for years. That
Yeah,
try to make it all about them. I mean,
Teddy Valentine
was that way. Steratore wasn't that way too
No,
much.
I like Steratore.
Hightower wasn't that way. Burr was awful, but he wasn't that way.
He's still alive.
I don't know.
I have no
He doesn't
idea.
ref anymore. He retired, but I don't know if he's still living. But there's a couple refs out there though that make it all about them.
If you know the official's name, it's not good.
Eads is the one I don't like. Mike Eads. I can't stand that guy. I haven't seen him though around this year. So
He got relegated back to high school basketball.
well, Bo's bad when he got suspended the whole year that 1 year for gambling on the side. So I don't know how he's allowed to ref games.
Yeah, it's so stupid that you can come back. It's not like there's other people that can that want to do this. Like, I would love to go ref college basketball games if I was in shape enough to do that and do what I was doing. Yeah.
Jeez. But Zip, I'd get so emotionally involved, I'd get ticked at one of the fan bases or teams and just start calling crap. Then I get
I remember when I was.
You probably can't host a couple sports podcast shows, including one of them specific to a Big Ten basketball team.
They probably wouldn't want me taking a step in Assembly Hall and reffing a game.
Yeah. Well, I remember when I was in school and I'd reffed intramurals. There was one I didn't get to do it, but one of my roommates got a chance to officiate a Purdue scrimmage at the co-rec, and Painter was working them, and I was terrified, and I was not even reffing the game, and there's no way, but like it was hilarious just to watch Painter just get into these 19, 20, 21-year-old college kids.
How much of it was him just like messing with these kids to be like, I'm gonna make this kid poop his pants right now?
Yeah, it was a lot of that.
I would pee or crap myself.
My dad and I will still talk about this, Webby. I think a couple weeks ago you mentioned we went to like the day camp or something, basketball in middle school. My dad will still like bring this up, like when we like started the camp, the kids are sitting there and Painter comes up and he's talking, and like mid-sentence he's like, yeah, you gotta thank your parents, and he's like, sit up, like he like yelled at the kid like mid-sentence who was like leaning back like or something, and it was just got everybody's attention.
Did it on purpose to get everybody's attention.
Yeah. It was awesome.
Nobody wants to speak the rest of the time. I couldn't imagine, man. I mean, I got yelled at a little bit as a manager, and I couldn't take it on home staff, and it wasn't even bad. Actually, the most I ever got yelled at, I got to share this story real quick. First day Daryl Hazel's staff comes, okay? I'm working with the defensive backs, and I'm not like, we had so many managers my first and second year. A lot of us, there'd be two managers per position. Now it was just me on my own. So my defensive backs, and John Haycock, who is now the defense coordinator at Iowa State, was the DB's coach. That was his only year at Purdue, was his first year at Hazel. Then he went to be DC at Kent State. Now he's at Iowa State. Anyways, I get up there, and he's got some drill marked down. I'm looking at the sheet. What the heck's this drill? Like, this isn't anything the last staff ran. Logan Leaks, the GA, he had just graduated. He's a GA. He goes, I don't know what it is. He goes, let's set it up how we think. He gets out there. We don't have the piece of equipment that he wants, and he just rips. What the hell is it? Where's the damn piece of equipment? Get me somebody who knows what's going on, yelling it up. So Logan and I are running, and I remember Logan Leak looked at me and goes, is this how it's going to be the whole year with this guy? Like, I don't know. I just want to get this piece of equipment and get everything set up. After that, we were good. It only took a good once, and then I was ready to go.
Figured it out.
My God, they can be scary when they want to be. And but good stuff. But back on track. Where were we? So Purdue got the much-needed win. Now that sets up the big matchup Thursday at Assembly Hall, or should I say Mackey South, as it's been renamed by me on this podcast the last few years. It's going to bite me one of these days.
I swear to God.
Keep calling it. It's going to be a weird one for the rivalry history. No fans. Yeah. I think Purdue's the better offensive team, but I think Indiana's the better defensive team.
Much better defensively, I think so. Yeah.
So I think, of course, it's key every game is keeping Trevion out of foul trouble.
Mm-hmm.
You see it that second half of Michigan State game that he played. I don't know how many minutes he played the second half, but I mean, he totally different offense when he's on the floor. I mean, nothing from Zach Edey, who's way ahead of schedule and does a lot of good things as well, but it's just totally different with Trevion out there.
And he even, how about his clutch free throws down the stretch?
Yeah.
He didn't make them all, but he made more than I thought he was going to.
I was sitting there with my wife, and I was like, no, he's not going to make it. He's not making it. He's a 43% free throw shooter who's like 6 of 9 right now. Like he's due to miss a couple.
Mm-hmm.
He bumped up his average to 52%. So
There you go.
there we go.
And what a beautiful inbounds play they ran on that last one.
And that was
I wasn't even paying attention to that cluster, that little blob that they. But like I went back after I think Chris Foreman mentioned it, and I went back and I was like, I'm honestly shocked that someone wasn't called because. Especially Gillis, because Gillis just plowed through everybody. I'm surprised we did not get called for an offensive foul there, but it worked.
So that was part of what Painter talked about on the radio show tonight of how physical and how much they were holding. And he actually said that he called Brad Stevens and said, like, what do you do when like they hold so much? Because it was like the NBA. He called, he's like, what is this, the NBA East or Big Ten NBA East or something? And he said he gave Shrewsbury a lot of credit for the plays down the stretch, those last 2 plays, which makes sense. I mean, coming from Brad, having both experience with Painter and Brad. Yeah, that's why I think that he gave a little bit of credit to that last play to Brad there, just something quick. I got to be real quick. Yeah,
that's one thing I've noticed about Painter the last probably 5 or so years. His inbounds plays are pretty spectacular. He's pretty good at that after timeouts or after dead ball periods. The inbounds plays are usually pretty good. But
still scare me. I hate inbounds plays. They scare me.
I know. There's no timeouts and you can't panic. But a beautiful pass, beautiful catch, beautiful shot. Good defense without fouling.
Mm-hmm.
I just kept saying, "Don't foul, don't foul,
I
don't foul."
thought for sure they were going to take a timeout, and then they kept going. Because I thought maybe like for a second, I thought some of our players assumed that too, and they kind of just stopped on the play. But I mean, it was especially credit to Gillis again because he kind of just stepped up and kept. I think it was Henry took that last shot from.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he got to the hoop, and of course he had an extra. Had an extra second to get the ball off because the clock didn't start right away. But it is what it is when you play Michigan State at the Breslin Center. But
Yep.
I was looking at it. So Purdue went 10 deep, like they kind of have been, but I felt like this was one of the more balanced. I mean, Gillis only played 11 minutes, Ethan Morton 9, Isaiah Thompson 11, and then Aaron Wheeler 29 minutes. I don't remember him doing anything. I know he fouled out with 5 minutes left in the game, so he played a lot. Was that just his athleticism, you think? I mean,
he did hit one big three, if I recall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was 1 for 5. He had 2 rebounds, 1 for 5, assist and a steal.
Ivy had 6 boards.
Yeah.
He can get up there for a guard, man. He can jump.
Long. He is lanky.
Yeah, when he drives and he just floats and elevates for those layups, man, it's beautiful to watch. So he can be maddening at times, but he also gonna be so fun to watch.
I don't know. He doesn't make me mad out there because he's so fast.
Yeah, he's got to be really, really good.
Yeah.
So
He's definitely got a little Carson in him.
Yep.
That's kind of the same mentality. Which I mean, the crazy thing too is a stat I heard on Golden Black was he has not turned the ball over since coming back from injury. So since coming back from the Ohio State, when he came back in the Ohio State game, he has not turned the ball over a single time.
I would have never guessed that.
Yeah, which is crazy. I mean, he doesn't play. He's not playing 25, 30 minutes, but I mean, he's not like Ryan Klein or PJ out there where they're not really driving or trying to make a play. They're, he's actively trying to make a play.
Aggressive.
He's very aggressive, and he's a freshman, and he is not turned it over in like 7 straight games or something like that.
Yeah, that really surprises me.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. Which I have no idea who the last. I mean, you'd probably have to go back to a Klein or PJ, but again, they're very different players compared to what Jaden is. So hope he keeps that up because that is most impressive.
Absolutely. I got to give Andrew credit to this. He just said in our private chat, "What is this? We're all 3 wearing sweatshirts. This is an anti-Scott Frost podcast."
Yep.
Yeah. We couldn't make it. Couldn't make it, Lincoln.
Good call.
Nope.
Scotty Frost is probably bumming today by losing his study wide receiver Wandale Robinson enters the transfer portal. But Purdue's going to be all over him, but it looks like he's probably heading to Kentucky.
Yeah, heading back home probably.
Yeah, where he's originally committed.
It would be pretty nice to trade a Rondale for a Wandale.
Oh, absolutely
It
would
would.
be. But
Essentially another Rondale with experience too. Like it's not like he'd be a freshman coming in and be. I mean,
I
don't know. Jeff Brom would know how to use him. So
you never know.
he's got a lot of.
He would. He just might not have enough coin on the table. I don't know. But Bloomington coming up Thursday, like we've kind of been hinting at. Indiana, interesting week last week. Double overtime heartbreaker for them against Wisconsin. Trice took over and was clutch, ice in his veins. And then they had a hard-fought win in Lincoln yesterday. They got up real big, and Nebraska climbed back, and then Indiana finished them off. So
that was an ugly game. I know you guys didn't watch it. I was watching it.
I watched a little bit of it,
but it was like watching Nebraska just makes me so uncomfortable, just because they're just. I don't know. I mean, you can definitely tell they're not a cohesive team because they're all from God knows where.
There's
all
12
transfers.
different. Yeah, they have like 12 transfers.
Yeah. And they were just like
Hoiberg way.
Yeah, the Hoiberg way, and they've got one of the kids' brother coming in next year who's a 5-star, so kudos to him. I mean, Indiana plays really good defense. That's what worries me. I thought for sure I thought Wisconsin was going to blow them out just because of how good Wisconsin. I thought Illinois was going to blow them out, and they kept them. They essentially turned it into a rock fight, which is what they want. If it's a shootout, then I don't think they're going to be able to keep up. So pray to God we don't shoot 12% from three this next game, because hopefully someone like Sasha and Eric can get things going again. Because if we can shoot well consistently, I think we can run away with it. But if we're not hitting, and I mean they're not, they're especially under Archie, they haven't been known as a great shooting team, but they've got some guys. I'm not sure if Franklin's going to play this game. I thought I heard on the radio today, listening to Dockich a little bit, he was talking with Don Fisher. I think he might play this week. Yeah. I think he might play this week. I don't know. I
thought I heard that it was like a while.
Yeah, but he's already missed essentially 2 to 3 games if you count the game that he got hurt in. He's shooting damn near 50% from 3, and the difference I think from this team compared to previous teams is when they're open, they're hitting them, which is compared to like last year, they wouldn't hit any. You'd be pretty confident they would miss, but Franklin's lights out right now. Durham's been hitting pretty consistently from deep when he's open. I mean, you got guys like Jerome Hunter who have been hitting from deep. Race Thompson has proven he can hit it, so you have to take it. I mean, I saw Nebraska wasn't even trying to guard him from 3, and he made him pay a couple times. Anthony Leal with the freshman who has come in with Franklin being hurt, he's knocked down some 3s, so he might be confident. Christian Landry's been a dumpster fire, which is hilarious.
Oh, great. Now he could go off.
I regret saying that. But it'll be interesting. I mean, obviously, Trace Jackson's going to be the focus. I mean, if he's dominating, it's not going to be good for us. But I think Painter's pretty good about trying to keep the star player at their average and let someone else burn you. So if we can stop Garza or keep him at his average and blow out Iowa, I think we can do the same thing here.
Yeah. Do you think so? I mean, against Michigan State, it was pretty clear that Edey and Trevion had a huge size advantage down low, like they are against most teams.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think Trace is Trace their tallest guy, like 6'9". I mean, he's not real thick. I mean, he's obviously quicker than both Edey, more athletic, and he's very skilled. So that's going to be hard. But I mean, do you think as defensively, are we going to have that? Are they going to have that much of a advantage?
Yeah,
offensively against them when them guarding down low. I mean, is Trevion and Edey going to be able to get down low and dominate in the paint like they did against Michigan State?
It'll be interesting to see who they put on Trevion. I wouldn't be surprised if they put Race Thompson on Trevion.
Mm-hmm. Probably.
Trace Jackson is listed Trace is listed at 6'9", Race is listed at 6'8". I don't know what Hunter 6'7".
Because they don't have Joey Brunk this year.
They don't have Joey Brunk.
I wish they had Joey Brunk so bad. Oh my gosh, Trevion would dominate him.
So they don't really have. I mean, essentially their center essentially is 6'8", 6'9", depending on who. I'm not really sure if Trace or Purdue's got a now. Yeah,
7'4". I mean, nobody's gonna have that size. Plus, Trevion's not small.
Yeah,
6'10", 260 pounds or something.
That pack line defense, I mean, there'll be when Trevion gets the ball or is Edey, there'll be a bunch of guys. There'll be 3 or 4 guys around him, so it'll be interesting. But hopefully, just be able to find the open man. And
You know what's funny is that now that you say it, Izzo said they're going to throw the kitchen sink at Trevion, and he had
They
26
did.
points.
Yeah.
They didn't really ever. Yeah.
And, I mean, do you think the Michigan State was kind of a good warm up for IU? I mean, it was so physical. I mean, they were.
yeah.
I mean, a very good defense. So now they kind of had a dry run through. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
the first half not good.
It's weird with scheduling. You know, we only played one game last week. We had to wait clear till Friday. We already knew, though, we were going to have a 6-day break between these two games.
Mhm.
But we kind of get a rest up now from that physical game. Prepare
Right.
for Indiana, and then most likely the quick turnaround against Penn State. Assuming that game happens, Penn State's postponed tomorrow for their 4th straight game. Those guys have only played 7 games on the year.
That's
They haven't
wild.
played since December 30th. So I have no idea. When's it get to the point where the Big Ten has to step in like, what do we do about these guys' season? Like for this
Right.
team? Because there's a point it's like you can't make up all these games if nobody else is getting affected. So I don't
Right.
they're in a tough position. But no, look forward to it. It's always a fun game. It's a maddening game, nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Oh my! This is the
But
this
it's
is the
what I
most
do look
stressful
forward to every year.
I don't. I look forward to it after we win.
Yeah,
or,
oh,
if,
man, it feels-
or if I know that we've got a good chance, like the 2017 game, Crean's ended up being his last year, the Big Ten championship game. I was looking forward to that game, so I was like, man, we should win this game. We're going to win the freaking Big Ten championship at home on senior night. I look forward to that game. I don't look forward to any game down there, or really.
I
any
sure
game.
have got used to. Oh, I hate it winning. I mean, for the longest time, we grew up never winning there. Never.
No.
Like I remember when we won there in 2009 with our really good team by 3, and it was the biggest deal ever. I had never seen us win down there. But then
that was against a depleted team. That was
it was Cream's second year.
Yeah. Only by 3.
Yeah, I know, and it was their Super Bowl, and they took down arguably our best team. But over a few years, we've got them a couple times there, and it's just been fun. It's like I don't fear that place for Purdue like a few other places. I should, but lately I haven't. I don't know.
I hate it.
I hate this game too, just because it's so infuriating. It's on mute. Like the TV's already muted for Thursday. I had muted it 6 minutes into the Michigan State game. I just can't.
A lot of the commentators are just not good anymore. They're just annoying because
I don't even know who. I can't remember who our commentators were. I was just glad we didn't it was on Fox.
Yeah, Bardo's bad.
we did not have Bardo, but we had
I feel like I recognize who we were.
He was an old guy. What was the old guy?
He's always the Fox guy. Yeah.
I couldn't.
I can't remember. But.
I don't remember. They were not good.
No. But let's pick some Big Ten games real quick. Well, before we do that, Webby, why don't you tell us what Mad Mush is up to?
I would love to. So Mad Mush, we're happy to have them on this as the sponsor of the Boiler Breakdown. Mad Mush has been serving Boilermaker since 1993, located in the heart of West Lafayette, as well known as the home of the original cheese sticks. I know Tanner and I indulged in many Mad Mush cheese sticks back in the day.
Right now, I am hungry.
But whenever we like to visit, sit down, have an ice cold beer while enjoying their latest pizza of the month, which this month I forgot to have it pulled up. It's a keto friendly pizza. It is the crustless. Oops, that's not it. Crustless pizza bowl. It's their traditional pizza sauce with your choice of up to 3 toppings covered in mozzarella cheese and baked together in a bowl. Crustless pizza bowl is available in 2 sizes and starts at $9.99. Hell of a deal. Hell of a pizza. Next time you're in town, stop by and tell them Boiler Breakdown sent you for $5 off any order over $20. Get yourself a couple crustless pizza bowls. Get $5 off. Any Boiler Breakdown listener can also use the coupon code BREAK5. Tanner's got it up here for our viewers here. All caps BREAK 5, the number 5 for $5 off any order over $20. To claim your discount code at madmushroom.com. Mad Mushroom, feed your head.
It's pretty easy to spend over $20 there.
It's very easy.
You get a large cheese stick and then
get some drinks. Yep.
So take advantage of that discount code.
Absolutely.
We start the Big Ten off with a good one tomorrow night. Number 8 Wisconsin at number 10 Michigan.
Ooh.
Michigan's only played 2 road games so far this year. They're 10-0.
I did not realize they were undefeated.
I was looking at just like the Big Ten standings, and it was crazy how some teams like the home games versus other teams. How, like, and obviously some teams haven't played as many games, but it was like, I think Michigan has played 10 home games. No, sorry, 8 home games. Purdue's played 5. Minnesota's played 10 home games, and Penn State's played 4. Granted, obviously some of those have been canceled, but it's still just crazy to see that.
They have a lot of road games coming up.
Yeah, I think Michigan gets them. Michigan's rolling right now. Hunter Dickinson.
I think Hunter Dickinson is too good. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
I
probably.
agree.
I'm trying to think of other freshmen of the year candidates. Probably Adam Miller from Illinois probably is up there. I've heard some people say Brandon Newman could probably be in that conversation if he has to get it going again. But I think Michigan.
I mean, Hunter Dickinson averaged 18 points and 8 rebounds.
He's getting the conversation, but I think Michigan. I think Michigan cover. I think Michigan covers. I think they win about by 10.
I don't have any spreads on this app, but I just
4.
no, I do. I do have 4 for
I
this
saw
game.
4.
Yeah. I think Michigan covers that and wins. Rutgers Penn State's postponed. Wednesday night, you got Northwestern at Ohio State. I saw that C.J. Walker's out a month. It sounds like.
Did they say why?
I think an injury, but I did not. I'm not 100% sure on that.
Too much sauce probably in his diet.
Probably.
I don't have a spread for this, but I think Ohio State goes with it. Northwestern's kind of reeling right now.
Yeah, they're kind of waking up. They blew that Illinois game the other night. I like the Buckeyes in this one.
Illinois, Nebraska's postponed.
We'll get to Purdue, Indiana in a bit, but let's Michigan State at Iowa.
I think Iowa runs away with it.
Yeah, I think Garza's just going to have his way. I mean, Iowa's offensively. And Iowa's offensively just too good.
I still think Iowa's the Big Ten's best chance to get a team in the Final Four. I think Illinois might be a little more talented. I don't know. Illinois, I don't like the way they sleepwalk through games.
Brad Underwood is just, I don't know, average coach. Very average. Holding them back.
I can't say much about Fran McCaffrey, though.
Rutgers at Wisconsin at Rutgers Friday night.
Ooh.
Rutgers needs one. They got smoked twice last week.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know anything about Wisconsin. Like, I don't think I've
They're old.
They're old,
pretty solid, but
I could name like one player on their team.
Easily go
I don't know, like off the top of my head right now.
I mean, you got Brad
Davidson.
Potter.
Brad Davidson. That
Trice. Pringle.
Yeah, I know. There's more there. I was just like, they're just so unmemorable.
They're boring, but they're good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I like
Wisconsin. Yeah.
Where's the game?
Rutgers.
It's at Rutgers.
Oh man, give me Piscataway. Come on.
They need it. They're starting to wake up too. Well, we'll go back since I already passed Thursday. Purdue, Indiana. Since Purdue's got 2 games this week, we hit on that one.
I mean, let's see.
Really?
ESPN predictor gives Indiana a 66.1% chance of winning.
My
ESPN predictor can.
My only hesitation with not picking Purdue is that Trevion Williams already has 2 fouls.
No, that's a given. Anytime Purdue's big man's good, halfway decent, they got 2 by the time they get off the
And if Trevion Williams only plays like 5 minutes in the first half, then I mean, I'll use offense is pretty bad, so they're going to stay in the game at least.
He's going to dominate like Haas used to in that building in Harms.
I hope so, but
I mean, I saw.
Here's my prediction. EG's going to get a flagrant and get ejected because he's going to catch a ball and Trace Jackson's going to run into him. And Edie's going to be going the other direction, yet still get ejected. That's my prediction.
I will say this is the game I do wish we still had 32 in the uniform of Matt Harms. Yes. I do wish we had him for this game because he was always fun down there.
Yeah, but without the fans, it's not as fun because that was part of the reason is they hated him and he just loved it. But I mean, I know they want this one badly. They
should want it badly every year, though.
Should.
But I mean, I was reading an article before the season. I think Indy Star did it, and they were talking like to the incoming freshmen. And I know Galley was one of those quotes says, "What game are you looking forward to?" He should have known. I mean, when I played high school basketball, we were told if they ask you what game you're looking forward to, it's the first one or the next one. And he said the Purdue game was the game he was looking forward to the most because he wanted to win it. So
he's an in-state kid too.
He was recruited by both teams, by both schools.
What high school did he go to?
Those guys are losers who go to high school.
I think it's gonna be a rock fight, which is gonna just not do many good things.
Seth Greenberg, rock fight.
I know. I think it's gonna be like a 68-64.
Oh yeah,
good guy victory.
I mean, it's gonna be another like that Michigan State. What was the final of the Michigan State game? Like 55, 53? Yeah, like it's gonna be one of that.
He put a halftime on the graphic.
Someone else did that too. So another school did that for the final. They had
Memphis did that. And somebody said, "Oh, just wait till you guys do like fourth quarter." He goes, "Don't give me any ideas." I'm going 77-66 Boilers.
Ooh, okay.
Oh man, I would love to score.
Feeling confident.
If Purdue scores 70, yeah, they're gonna win. Like by
feeling confident,
10.
Boys.
I think it's Purdue like 62-55. Yeah.
All right, I like it all the way around. Saturday, Ohio State at Illinois.
Part of me wants to say
OSU
Illinois
easy.
This isn't football.
I know. I just want you to talk to your co-host. I just want to make him mad.
Yeah, he got an interesting take about last night's Maryland game. So.
I bet he's not even worried about it.
He said he wasn't even worried. Too talented, too good to be worried.
I think Illinois wins this one.
Yeah, and really,
I think Illinois wins this one too. If Illinois, well, now they can't drop the Nebraska game. I was going to say if they drop the Nebraska game, then they got really big problems behind the scenes. But I think this actually helps them having a little bit of break from that game last night. So I think Illinois gets this one. Speaking of Nebraska, assuming this game happens, Nebraska at Maryland on Saturday.
Maryland's tough to figure out.
They're like the LA Rams of the Big Ten.
Yeah. Very streaky, but then you go ahead and beat Illinois without one of your best players in Champaign. I've only watched Nebraska once, and I was not impressed. I mean, they have a couple guys who can shoot, given the opportunity, but I think Maryland by 12.
I like the Terps. Michigan at Minnesota. Michigan finally goes on the road again.
Minnesota's another team that's trying.
There's a lot of teams in the Big Ten I can't figure out. It's night to night. This league's wild right now.
Yeah.
Well, and there's like 10 teams in the top like 40 in the AP poll right now.
Yeah, you got to lace them up and be ready to go every night. It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean it's Michigan now.
Until they prove everybody wrong, or until they prove otherwise, I'm gonna pick Michigan just because they're.
You know, I'll be different. I'll take the upset with Minnesota.
I hope so.
Richard.
If Michigan gets through that game, they host Maryland next Tuesday, but then they travel to Mackey next Friday.
They'll be top 5 easily. I mean, they're number 7, and that would be Penn. So yeah, Wisconsin. And
that's the only time Purdue plays Michigan this year.
Thank God.
Then we host, assuming this game happens, Penn State on Sunday.
I'm trying to think. I don't even know anything about Penn State.
Freaking month. So.
I can't even remember who replaced Pat Chambers.
They got a new coach. They got a bunch of new players. Feels like it. I don't know much about them. I just don't think they're very good.
Yeah.
They're 3-4.
My big thing I hope that's a game that is we can get a lead and play a lot of the young guys. I mean, granted, it'll be mid-January by that point, but I mean, just give the young guys a chance just to play more than 10, 12 minutes. I'd like to see maybe a lineup of all freshmen out there. I think that'd be pretty. We've already seen it, but I mean, in meaningful Big Ten minutes. Where, but I hope it's not like a Maryland game where we have a huge lead and then they crawl back in it. And so, but hopefully we win by like a double-digit victory.
Agreed. I think this gets us one pretty easily.
Mm-hmm.
I would love an easy win.
It would be nice, wouldn't it?
There hasn't been many of those.
In CBS Nooner before the NFL playoffs on Sunday, Indiana at Michigan State.
It's
a big game for both teams.
As Evan Webb said about 6 minutes ago, it's going to be a rock fight.
The only time I root for Michigan State.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I think Michigan State, I think they're more, I don't know, not more talented, but I think they're more athletic and that they're going to kind of figure it out.
Assuming they lose to Iowa, you don't see Izzo teams lose 3 games in a row very often.
No. Yeah,
You got to think they're
But
going
this is a different. They don't have Cassius Winston right
I
now.
know,
They don't
they
have
got
a
Josh
Xavier
Langford.
Tillman, Nick Ward. Yeah,
mean,
he's been there forever. He looks like
he's the leader. They got some leaders, but I don't know if they don't have that difference maker. But they still got a lot of talent.
Mhm.
So,
And I mean,
I'll take Sparty there.
I'll take Sparty. I mean, I think they had like 22 straight NCAA tournament appearances or something like that. I think they had that plastered on the back wall of the backdrop of Breslin.
Right.
So, I mean, this is the game that they have to have. So
They go on to this week. We can really start talking about them potentially missing the tournament.
oh, it'd be glorious.
Mhm.
it'd be hilarious. Yeah.
Mhm. Well, before we move on to some football news, I need to bring up that the Boiler Breakdown podcast is brought to you by Webb's Family Pharmacy. Webb's Family Pharmacy is an independently owned community pharmacy with stores located in Rochester, Akron, and North Manchester, Indiana. Webb's is happy to announce that they are providing flu shots by appointment right in your car. Simply call to set up an appointment, and their friendly and caring staff will be happy to help you. For all of your high-quality medical equipment, supplies, and pharmacy services, check out www.webrx.com or give them a call. Webb's Family Pharmacy, the professional pharmacy with the hometown touch. Boiler owned and operated. I feel like we have a lot of football news to cover, but it's kind of all over the place.
It all like
It
just
was
kind
a pretty crazy day.
Some departing players, new coach hired, possibility of a stud player out there in the portal. A lot of things happening, but let's get to the coaching staff news that's hit lately. Of course, we know we're looking for defense coordinator still. Bob Diaco was fired after one season at Purdue. Purdue still hadn't filled his role yet, but there's a couple other defensive positions that they're now looking to fill. Terrence, is that his name? Terrence Jamison,
Mhm.
the defensive line coach, left a few days ago for Illinois, so that left that vacant. Well, Purdue filled that today with Mark Hagan. A lot of Purdue fans that might kind of raise their ears a little bit. Yeah, that's the same Mark Hagan that coached from 2000 to 2008 under Joe Tiller as the defensive line coach. Coached the likes of Ryan Kerrigan, Kawan Short when they were both young, Alex McGee, Aiken Adele, Sean Phillips, Craig Terrell,
the den of defensive
Anthony Spencer,
Ray Edwards. Yep, den of defensive ends and some good defensive tackles. So awesome to have him back. He was the in defensive assistant last few years for Texas. So right when I saw that first, I thought he was the new defensive coordinator.
Yeah, me too.
that was how I read it, and I was pretty.
Just the defensive line coach. So that makes me really excited about the defensive coordinator because I feel like Hagan wouldn't jump on board unless it's somebody he respects.
Right, because that was like, I mean, you're going from Texas. I mean, make as many jokes as you want to about Texas being back. That's still freaking
It's
Texas.
still premier.
And you're going same position
And
to a Big Ten team who hasn't been to a New Year's Six Bowl. Well, I haven't been to New Year's Six Bowl in how long?
We can say since 03.
Yeah.
Technically Capital or they haven't been to a meaningful New Year's Day bowl since the 2004 Capital One Bowl.
Right.
So, yeah.
So I mean, I think that says I think there's something there about that. Something's in the works of a pretty sweet defensive coordinator.
So when I remember I think when Herman was let go that his name was circulated because I mean he's from Indiana, he's got the connection to Purdue. I was thinking the same thing, defensive coordinator. I'd be ecstatic because I think he was known as a good recruiter at Purdue and a good recruiter when he was at IU for a couple of years.
He was in Indiana. That's what I honestly thought. 'Cause I thought he had no connection to Brom. He's an Indiana grad. Yeah, he coached at Purdue, but he's coached Indiana. He's an Indiana grad. Why not? Go be a DC at. And I mean, honestly, just say what we want. I mean, Ole Miss jokes aside, I mean, they had a pretty good season, and they're kind of definitely, trajectory-wise, you look on the up and up compared to us. So I thought that was going to be a slam dunk. Granted, he's not. I don't think he was ever there with Allen, so maybe that.
Not.
Yeah, so I mean, he's not there, but still, it's his alma mater. He's coached there, but I thought he was going to go there. I would have put money on it if I was a betting man, but I'm not. Thank God.
I was thinking, so I was just looking at it. He started tweeting like goodbye, like Sunday or Saturday or Sunday or something like that 2 days ago that he wasn't. So then it was pretty obvious he wasn't getting retained by Sarkisian, but I didn't know when. It was just odd timing. So Terrence Jameson took the move to go to Illinois with his coach that he played for at Wisconsin and Brett Bielema. And then about the same time, so I was almost like it was very close together. It was almost like if they were waiting on it, and then Brom kind of knew this was going to, like, as soon as Bielema was coming back to the Big Ten, he's like, okay, this makes too much sense. And maybe he was even, I mean, probably they have a good relationship. I'm sure he's open about it. And he's like, hey, just to let you know, or he's obvious about it. And they had this in the works almost, is what it kind of seemed like. That it was just too perfect.
The timing of everything. I'm trying to connect the dots, and I'm not good at all. I'm really bad, and I'm not tracking FlightWare or any of that stuff. But the timing of this, and then the Jameson news, and last week getting the 2 SEC transfers, OC brothers.
Oh yeah,
from
Auburn,
and then what's the kid from South Carolina's name?
Joseph Adams.
Joseph Anderson.
Joseph Anderson. So the linebacker OC brothers from Auburn, Joseph Anderson, the defensive end from South Carolina. Brothers was a 3-star recruit. Anderson was a 4-star recruit with offers from about anybody you can think of.
You name it, he had offers.
Yeah, and so they both
number 102 player in the country. Yeah,
3 years eligibility left, 2 or 3 years each.
I think they were both redshirt freshmen
because you don't have to sit out this year with transfers can play right away.
Has that been approved? I know there's a lot of speculation that's going to be.
Maybe it hadn't been officially, but I'm pretty.
I think everybody seems pretty confident it's going to be. I don't think it's been.
So sure, they didn't play a bunch for Auburn or South Carolina, but we'll take them. You know they're talented. We need depth. We need more guys. So you see that happen, and then Auburn's getting a new staff, and they're
South Carolina getting a new staff.
Yeah, and Auburn's linebacker coach is out there. So I'm thinking, we need a linebacker coach. We still need a cornerback coach. I'm trying to connect the dots. And
the South Carolina defensive coordinator was out there at the time too, and he was out there when these guys committed. He was because Muschamp was fired, and he was a DB, so they were connecting. Okay, the Auburn linebacker and the DB coach or the defensive coordinator from South Carolina. He is subsequently he's like the DB coach at Miami.
Yeah, it's where I believe that's his alma mater. I believe
played. No, they played. He played at Auburn with.
There was some connection, wasn't there, with Miami? I thought I read something, but anyway,
I think he's from the Miami area. I think he played at Auburn, and that was the connection to the linebacker coach at Auburn, where they played together or something. Okay. I got deep in that.
Yeah, and then I've been on board with the Mike Elston. I've been doing my research on him.
That too. I think I've just decided that maybe just because I just haven't. I don't read into the coaches a lot, just because I start to like one, then they're gone. Or
I know.
Kind of like recruiting.
Or we hire one and the whole board. My God, why do we hire that guy?
I mean, he just seems like. I mean, there's a good question I heard brought up. It's like, we know with Brom, this is the most important hire that he's made since last year's defensive coordinator hire. And it's like, do you really want? I think it was Tom on Golden Black says, do you really want to hire a guy with no experience? But he also make a point like there's no home run hire. I mean, everybody, there's something wrong with everybody. Everybody likes somebody. Everybody they dislike somebody. Everybody this guy came from a small school, or their defense sucked last year or whatever. I mean, pick your reason. And Elston hasn't been a defensive coordinator. It's like, do you really want to trust a very critical year for Brom to a guy who's never called plays before? But it's like, I mean, I'm fine with Elston. I mean, he's from a premier program. Obviously, it's a hell of a lot easier to recruit to Notre Dame than it is to Purdue. But I suppose he's been his best recruiter, and I'll take it.
As far as I don't think play calling is as I don't know, critical. I think it's the mentality, kind of like getting back to kind of, I don't know, the hard note or whatever, getting everybody back together, just everybody on the same page. It seems like there was a disconnect last year, and that was what's kind of come out with Diaco, that there were some guys that didn't buy in, or if the team and the coaches were kind of fractured. If it just get somebody in, it sounds like Hagan is a great guy and a great coach, and that he is intense, and that's what Holt was.
Players on board.
Yeah. That's a critical. And that's what I don't know. I forget if I read that somewhere about Elston too, that he is just down, no mess around. We're down to business. And I mean, he's a great guy. He's going to be really honest. I mean, Brom, same way it sounds like, or he was. I mean, when he first came, that's what everybody liked about him. He's hard nosed. He's going to tell it like it is. I don't know. That's kind of what I'm hoping more for, of just getting that everybody on the same page and that kind of that tough gonna come kick the crap out of people mentality.
It's speculated that we offered Clayton White, I believe his name was, the D coordinator at Western Kentucky, the job, but he ultimately took the South Carolina job. A couple of the names originally that were speculated are still out there, so we'll see. I mean, Diaco came out of nowhere last year.
Yeah.
But one thing, going back to Elson, I see a lot of people say, are we really going to go down the road to get a Notre Dame defense coordinator again? We had Diaco, we had Hudson. I'm like, really? We're going to compare? We're going to throw those guys? Like, we're really going to do that?
Yeah.
So, I mean, Diaco was really successful as a coordinator at Notre Dame. I mean, he's kind of made a train wreck everywhere else, but he was there good there. Hudson, I'm not sure how he was at Notre Dame. I don't really.
I totally forgot he was at Notre Dame.
Yeah. So
I like Elston because he's like, I think everybody, the Notre Dame people say he's their best recruiter.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think that'd be
that's
an okay
thing.
Yeah. But again, it's Notre Dame. It's pretty easy to recruit to Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Like Alabama. Who's Alabama's best recruiter? Like nobody. Like probably just
don't need one.
Send a letter. Yeah, there you go.
The school speaks for itself. So
Exactly.
I'm interested. I honestly thought after the Hagen news, I thought we'd find out this afternoon who the defense coordinator was. My guess is they got somebody there just waiting to dot the I's, cross the T's, and we'll know by the next time we do a recording next week.
It's very interesting. I mean, they talked about the timing of the transfer, so obviously it seemed like they probably knew you're not committing to a school that you've never visited without knowing who your coaches are.
Who your coaches, what kind of style defense they want to run, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
But again, I don't know. Have those guys signed? That's the other thing is like, well, maybe they're taking the best offer. That was where I got a little worried about.
Just start next week.
The 19th.
19th.
So next week.
Yeah.
So that's what I was like. I have no idea when they're like actually committed. Like maybe like if Alabama offers Joseph Anderson tomorrow, is he going to be like, "Yep, okay, never mind"? Maybe not because he wants to play probably, and that's why
he would be buried on the bench in Alabama.
Okay, but he's from Tennessee, so Tennessee comes and calls or whatever. But that's where I got a little worried, especially
when James train wreck.
Yeah.
What's going on in Knoxville?
What'd you say?
So you want to talk about a train wreck? Let's talk about what's going on in Knoxville.
Every year.
That's the program, though. Right
yeah, for now. But yeah, I'm getting excited. Once I saw the Hagen news, that really excited me. I'm like, all right, if we get whoever we hire defense coordinator, I'll probably pump myself all pumped about Diaco last year. So, man. So
what if it's Poindexter? What if they promote?
I think Evan brought up a great point. I think the players really like him and they'll buy in for him, but I will feel a little underwhelmed too, just because I feel like we've got hyped up that we're going to be hiring somebody.
Yeah, it's like I feel like it's going to be him. Like, why not announce it? I mean,
why not?
Obviously, you would have gone through your due process and maybe, we would do want to interview those people. Just see, like, obviously they love Poindexter, but they just want to make sure, like, there's not a better fit out there, and which I get that, but it's like, I will definitely be underwhelmed, which I feel bad because I like Poindexter as a coach, a good guy. The players obviously like him. The
one defensive coach who's survived the Brown tenure.
Yeah.
But it will be a little underwhelming, which, I mean, the thing that makes me mad the most about that is just the people on the boards who are already doomsday prepping. Like, they'll just add more fuel to their
I won't call them out by usernames. I got some right in my mind. I could just say their username right now, but I won't do it.
But yeah.
I would be torn. I would see both ways. If they were going to do that, I would have thought they would have made like Hagen like a co-defensive coordinator like he's been. I mean, I think Diaco was, I don't know what, was he defensive coordinator, and Poindexter's been like co-defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if they were going to do that, I feel like they would have hired somebody, I don't know, unless they want someone more experienced. I still see him being like the co-defensive coordinator. I think that he's been loyal to Brom, and I mean, Brom and him, obviously, they're on the same page, and the players like him, and he's a good safeties coach, apparently. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know. I was hoping for a bigger name. You got to make a little splash higher.
Could be any buzz around that? And I know Brian speculated on the boards that they haven't talked to him. How about that defensive backs coach from the Ravens?
It'd be awesome. I know nothing about him other than that he's been in the NFL. He's been a DB coach for the Ravens. So can you bring Ed Reed with him or something?
I mean, if we can grab somebody from the NFL,
I'll
be all for it.
Which is kind of, I mean, it's happened, but it'd be weird for me for a guy to go from the NFL.
Would it make sense why they haven't announced it though, since the Ravens are still playing?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to feed into that conspiracy,
I know, but I need to stop.
the report today was that they haven't even called. Like he said, he hasn't been called. I mean, yeah, he's gonna say that, or he could say that. But
maybe he hasn't been called, but maybe his agent has.
Yeah.
Or Braun went out there face to face. Didn't need a call.
Let's check FlightAware. All right, let's go.
Oh God.
Baltimore to West Lafayette, or vice versa.
So someone did post that. Someone posted, "Hey, there was a flight from Baltimore to West Lafayette," and someone responded was like, "That was probably the women's basketball team coming back from Maryland."
Back from the loss to Maryland. Oh my gosh.
That wasn't a loss. That was an embarrassment.
We don't talk. I know we don't cover the women's sports, but they got to make a change. It's long overdue. It is long overdue. But the problem is she keeps getting good recruits, but it doesn't pan out.
You see the video of the girl from Lawrence? I think it's Lawrence North.
Sports Network.
Stupid buzzer beater to win. Was it to win?
It was to take it in overtime.
Oh, taking overtime. Oh wow. Okay.
Against Homestead.
Yeah.
Good pass too. Girl put it right where it needed to be. Yep. So, but we should know soon how to think about the defense coordinator.
I think we'll know, like you said, Tim, probably before our next recording.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping
maybe
tomorrow.
Thursday night.
Yeah, I would love tomorrow. We'll see. Possibly, maybe. So, lastly, before we wrap things up, saw Rivals. Webby, why don't you update us on the new Rivals rankings?
Oh God, I wasn't prepared for this.
Oh man, it's easy.
I know. Rivals came out with their updated 2021 class rankings. This is probably got to be. I guess it probably won't be the last one that comes out. I would assume it's probably going to be probably a couple before the final rankings come in. Pull it up here, but I know Trey Kaufman-Wren, he definitely jumped up in the rankings a little bit. I'm trying to find where it was. Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, Kaufman moved up to 30, which is pretty cool. I mean, considering when we started recruiting him, he was like a
70s, I think.
I think in the 80s at least. Because you had First, who was like 32, and you had Kaufman, who was 80. So that was back when we were talking which one would you rather have, and it was First was obviously more developed and the higher rated prospect. But obviously,
if he stays 30, if he stays there, would that be Painter's second highest recruit
behind Biggie?
Yeah,
probably.
I thought each one was like 34th or something.
Does Rivals do?
Rivals and I know 247 does you can see a history of an all time, which is a little depressing looking at our basketball recruits or even our football recruits. See where some of the people because especially I know football, like all of our top recruits are in the last 3 years, which is hilarious.
Okay, so he's 30. Let's see.
And First is 43rd.
Which would also be
yeah. I mean, there was a point where
Purdue doesn't get top 50 guys.
Yeah, that was the thing for the longest time was we couldn't get a top 50 guy except for we hadn't got one since Biggie, and before that it was maybe it was Etuan and those.
Etuan was you're good, Tan. Etuan was 35 on Rivals.
That one. Dang.
So that'd be. So what was Biggie?
He was in the teens.
Class of 2015.
Yeah, I thought he was like 18 or something.
And he was a 5-star McDonald's All-American, and he was a Michigan State commit, so that obviously helped him out. And Mr. Basketball, yeah.
Mr. Basketball. 19.
19, okay, yeah. So he'd be
in between Biggie and Etuan, I'd take it.
Pretty good company. Pretty good company. First went to 43, and I think they're going to be updating the 2022 rankings. Which honestly, I think Lawyer will jump just because of the stupid hot streak he's been on. But I would be surprised if Jameel Brown drops just because he hasn't played. I think Philly is just now getting underway with their high school basketball season. So and coming off an injury, so he'll probably drop. But hopefully they have a chance to play summer ball. And not that rankings matter, but it's fun when you got guys in the top portion of the rankings. So
it's I feel like it's unusual to see guys that go up after they commit to Purdue. It's just weird how that happens. It never happens.
Yeah, I'm used to Ryan Baker dropping from like a 5-star when he's at Notre Dame to Purdue to drop a 3-star. I'll never forgive that one. Drop 2 stars. Maybe a different school. Which I mean, Ryan Baker was fine. He probably deserved a 3-star ranking, but I'll never forget that one. That was like right when I started following. Oh, we got a playoff update. Thad Mooney, OSU fumble recovery at Bama 19.
So I saw Bama was up 14-7.
14-7, yeah.
Yeah, 14-7.
11 and a half minutes left in the second quarter.
I don't remember my prediction, and I think it was 38-24. I think was my prediction on my other podcast tonight. I don't remember.
Looks like Ohio State's on the goal line. Not the 4, Alabama 4
So,
right now.
so if Ohio State wins another national championship by beating Alabama, and Ohio State scored 14-14. Man, I don't know what to say about them anymore. They are a cream of the crop.
Yeah.
Has it been anything said? I just really, really hope the Big Ten keeps IU's bowl revenue sharing from this, just because they didn't wear the logo. It's pretty petty.
Took it off.
I would love it. I would love it if the Big Ten was just like, you're like, that like $100 million. I have no idea what it is. Probably not that much. Probably like $20 million. I mean, it's a lot of money. It's like, yeah, we'll give you like 2. You get like 10%. Because you kind of were there, but not really.
Kind of were jerks to our conference.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I would love it.
They've had some players. Fry Fogel's coming back, but Wop's going pro. They had a lineman go pro yesterday, so they're losing some guys.
I think we had Cam Screeton came on and said one of their best defensive back is going pro. I think is what Cameron said.
They're losing quite a few guys, but and we've lost them to the transfer portal like everybody. Eric Murphy Jr., that was unfortunate. Yeah. Understandable, though, if his family's having some health issues. Understandable, he wants to be close to home, but really wanted to see him play at Purdue. Our 4-star running back history, they never pan out for us. Yeah. We don't get them very often. They don't pan out, unfortunately. So.
There is a 4-star running back from Indianapolis in the transfer portal from Cathedral. I think he went to USC. Marquise Strep, I think is his name.
Yeah, you're right. Yep.
You're right.
That was very nearly committed to Purdue before choosing USC 2 or 3 years ago. And he is available.
You want to keep an eye on. So I don't think Purdue's done. I think they're going to grab some more guys. Yep. So might as well. It's free agency. Grab what you can.
That's crazy.
What do you think about grabbing I said free agent, grabbing a transfer, really, whether it's a transfer or a grad transfer quarterback?
Nope.
Yeah, same.
Unless Brom expects one of the 3 to be on the move between Plummer, O'Connell, and Burton, unless he knows something.
Correct.
Or even Alimo, if Alimo wants to go back out east or something, I don't know. But unless there's something there, I don't.
Yeah, I feel like the quarterback room's already full, and then you got Allen committed for 2022. I know they're looking they're looking at that kid to add maybe potentially late 2021.
But it sounds like he was we'd know like today or tomorrow because he's rolling the week. So,
but I don't want to grab another quarterback right now. So,
yeah,
we kind of missed on Macaulay, unfortunately.
We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see. Time will tell. But
yes, sir.
But Andrew, why don't you hit us with that last sponsor read before we wrap things up?
Yes, sir. The Boiler Breakdown podcast is brought to you by Schroff Landscaping. Schroff Landscaping has been in business for over 50 years and can handle all of landscaping needs, including landscape design, maintenance, irrigation, hardscaping, and fall cleanup, and they are licensed lawn applicators. Contact them today for all of your landscaping needs at 574-223-2769. Schroff Landscaping, design with you in mind.
They are also boiler owned and operated.
There you go.
So I kind of see the common theme here. So, all right, guys, final thoughts.
Just beat him.
Evan, are you going to have to watch where are you going to watch the game?
I forgot about that. Oh, man.
It's usually
you're undefeated, right?
No, first one was.
Oh, the first one. Yeah, back in 2016.
Goaltending that was.
Yes. Did we watch that game with you guys was that Hannah's like 21st birthday?
Yeah.
20, yes.
At rock bottom.
Yes.
I want to say something, but I don't want to jinx it, so I'm not going to say it on air. I'll say it on air.
Yep.
Yeah. But it'll be usually pretty civil. We don't say a whole lot during the game, so. I don't know, but usually she hasn't watched. She's watched more this year than she has in previous years, so it may be a little different. I don't know. We'll find out.
You're gonna have to go to the garage or something. Like Tanner's dad.
She knows the players, so and she watches Purdue as much as she watches Indiana now, so she's informed. But it'll be interesting.
So I do typically go to my parents' house to watch the games this year. And right after the game the other day, my dad gets a check out. Gotta go listen to post game. Maxed it out. He was so excited.
That's what I miss about I know Tanner, you and I kind of I think last week we talked about just things that we miss about going to games, and that's what I miss was like walking back to my car from the game and getting in and like being right in the midst of the post game. I mean, I guess I can very easily just listen now, but I don't.
Yeah, I'll tune in or whatever, but it's not the same. I listen to the pregame while I'm driving over there usually, but I would still crank pregame for football usually on my Amazon Alexa or something. But no, it's definitely not the same. There's just something about going down and coming back from the game and listening to the pregame and postgame. You just get used to it for all those years, and the voices. It's different with Rob Blackman and Bobby Buckets, but they're doing a good job. It's just getting.
They did a great job. I mean, that call,
that was sweet.
The pretty sweet call to end the last part of the Michigan State game. It was Bobby was real excited. And it was funny to listen to.
Yep. Andrew, closing thoughts.
I hate and love this week. It's like I can't stand losing to IU. Fortunately, it hasn't happened in a long time, so I'd like to keep it that way.
600 miles between my father-in-law and his IU ways. There's nothing civil this week. Fair enough. Put him in his place, Thad.
More power to you, Thad.
Yep. So I work with some diehard IU people. So
I work with one. He's not diehard. He went there, but he doesn't really care. So it's not won't be as satisfying or won't be as bad depending on how the game goes. So
so we'll see. It's like you guys, but I love it, but I hate it. It's a sporting event I definitely look forward to, but it's also my least favorite sporting event, if that makes sense. I guess both, but I am confident. Maybe I'm too overconfident going into this year, but hopefully we can come on our next broadcast and talk about how it's still Mackey South. Not have to eat crow or anything. So let's boiler up, hammer down, beat the Hoosiers and the Nittany Lions.
Yes, sir. Boiler up.